Baseball truth, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free both mentally and physically. Welcome to this week's episode. This week's episode is sponsored by Baseballism. Go to baseballism.com, check out their stuff. They have amazing stuff, and get your gear, hook them up. This week's episode is about what I call a 5-tool mentality. A 5-tool mentality as far as your skills are at a certain level. Most people have heard of a 5-tool skill set, right? You hit with power, you run well, you throw well, and you play defense well. But most people don't understand the importance of an actual 5-tool mentality. The 5-tool skill set is an elite type of thing. There's not even too many people in the big leagues that have a 5-tool skill set. A 5-tool mentality accompanied with whatever skill set you have, whatever skill set you're gifted with, will get you as far as you can possibly play. Most people at a young age, even in little league, high school, college, it doesn't matter, will have a certain set of skills. They'll be good at 1 or 2 things. Some of them will be good at 3 or 4. Very rarely are you going to get that 5-tool athlete. But what you can work on, whatever you're gifted with your skill set is given, but what you can work on and actually improve is a 5-tool mentality. I'm gonna tell you the most important, the top 5 things that I think are important for your mentality development, your development with your brain, your development with your ability to understand the game. If you can develop these things, which are developed with work and understanding of what it takes, then you're actually going to be able to compete at a high level, which in tune will actually make your skills a lot better too as well. So the skill stuff is a given. The skill stuff is a very important, obviously, in baseball. You got to be skillful in order to be really good at it. But the mentality that goes along with it will actually help you compete at a higher level and will actually take your game to the highest you can possibly play at as far as potential is concerned. So let's just start. I'm going to go over these top 5. Again, there's a whole bunch of these. These are just the top 5 that I think are the most important, and I think that can actually improve your game quite a bit if you actually work on these. The first one is physical toughness, but then you say, oh, Troy, that's a physical thing, physical toughness. Well, physical toughness is a mental decision. Physical toughness is a choice. It's a decision that you got to make. It's a decision that you desire to develop as far as being physically tough, because physical toughness is actually going to make you a way better ball player. Physical toughness is developed every time you take a ground ball. You stand in front of the ball. You take a bad hop off the chest, you go get the ball. Physical toughness is you get hit by a pitch, you shake it off, you get to first base, and you help your team on the base pass. Physical toughness is developed in the weight room. Physical toughness is developed everything you do in your day-to-day routine as far as life is concerned. You get a little boo-boo, you be tough about it. If you're always constantly developing some physical toughness, guess what? Your skills are going to be better. You're going to be more confident in your ability to compete at that level that you want to compete at. The second one that I'm going to talk about as far as the 5-tool mentality is controlling pressure and anxiety. This is a big one. I see a lot of great athletes, I see a lot of great players that freeze under the spotlight, that can't control that pressure and anxiety. They can't control the people watching them. They can't control what their coach is thinking about them. They can't control the environment that it takes to be an elite athlete. So this is something too that you can actually work on a regular basis too. But the problem is most kids will never really work on controlling the actual pressure and anxiety because they're too busy doing T work, or they're too busy just getting kind of lazy ground balls. They never put themselves in a game-like situation or a game-like setting that actually will help you develop the confidence you need to be able to get in the box with that confidence. If you develop the ability to control the pressure in the spotlight, and you learn how to control your heart rate, you learn how to just play the game like you know how to play, you will absolutely play at a higher level without a doubt. But the problem is you never work on this. So make sure you spend the time to do that. Put some music on during your BP. Get a team around the cage and make some noise. Learn how to hit in pressurized situations in your daily batting practice. Put pressure on yourself defensively. Make sure you guys are working on that, because if you can control the pressure, if you can control the anxiety, you will be confident in your abilities when you do anything on the field. The next one is the instincts and intellect part of the game. Basically, study the game. This is an easy one that most people never do. You know how many kids I see on a regular basis that don't even watch baseball games, that play baseball and want to play at an elite level? They don't even watch them. It's this generation of Fortnite and this generation of YouTube videos that they spend so much time doing other stuff. Well, if you just watch the game and you gain an understanding of how the game works, you'll end up developing better instincts for when you play, and you'll be able to develop a better intellect of how the game's supposed to be played and understand the game on an advanced level. Understanding the game on an advanced level will take your game to another level. Understanding the game on an advanced level will take your game to another level. The problem is how much time and effort do you really spend in learning the game and understanding that? Develop the instincts, develop the intellect, understand the situational stuff, understand what happens when you're base running, when you're hitting, understand pitcher tendencies. Those are all things that are easy to improve on. One of them 5-tool mentality aspects, but most of the time, it never gets worked on. You're either too busy or don't put an importance on getting it done. Another one is no fear of failure. If you have no fear of failure, you're gonna be really, really good mentally. The problem is today's day and age, is most kids are afraid of what mom and dad think. They're afraid of what their coaches think. They're afraid to make a mistake in the box or the coach is going to pick them apart. They're afraid about failing in the box, or they feel like they're going to go sit on the bench. They're afraid. They have worry about what's going to happen if I suck or if I fail. You cannot be afraid of failure. You can't worry about what's going to happen when you suck, because you are going to suck. It's called baseball. You have to have the attitude of, I don't care. I'm going to go give my best, do my best, and whatever happens, happens. I don't worry about that kid on the bench that's going to take my spot. I don't worry about what the coach thinks when I stink. I worry about myself and this at bat. I worry about what I'm doing defensively, and I have no fear ever of what I'm doing on the field. If you can develop this alone kind of helps all the other mentality aspects as well. So make sure you guys work on that. Develop it. The last one, and probably one of the most important things, is probably the hardest thing to do, is to be a great teammate, to be a selfless teammate. So this number 5 aspect is be a selfless teammate. Understand that this game is not all about you. This entitlement culture that we live in, where everything is my way or the highway, it's not about you. It's about my team. It's about doing my best for my team and doing whatever it takes to help my team win. Whatever it takes, sacrificing that at bat, laying out in the outfield, laying out to save a run, taking a pitch for the team, whatever it takes. And if you can develop this team aspect of it, guess what? Coaches love that. Coaches want those guys on your team. Coaches love that attitude of it's all about the team and it's not about me. And guess what happens when the coach loves it? You get to play more. The coach will go out of his way to help you play at the next level. The coach will do the things for you that you want them to do for you. The problem is when you're all selfish and it's all about you, and you drop F-bombs when you get out and you throw your bat and you throw your helmet because it's all about you. Coaches don't like that. So be a selfless teammate. Make that part of your mentality an everyday thing. Make sure you show up to the field every day about the team and not about you. Because when you do that, your mentality overall will take a turn for the better. So take this for what it's worth. This is to help you improve as a ball player, not just help your skill set, but help your mentality. And if you help your mentality, it's going to help your skills. So take these 5 tools, these 5-tool mentality tools that I talked to you about, and get it done. God bless.